Alright, what is going on YouTube? Welcome back. Majestic here today, bringing you another very special video. And I haven't done a casual review video in a very long time. I think the last video I talked about was Dark Souls 3, which I really did like that game. I thought it was phenomenal. But today, I'm talking about a game that a lot of people are playing, even people who are not even into this type of genre of game are blowing up and having a blast with. I've played the hell out of it lately, and that is Overwatch. Now today I will basically be doing a casual review. Basically what's going on is I'm just going to break down the game on how I see it as a casual gamer standpoint. There's not going to be any frame data, things like that, nothing drastic, but I am going to talk about it a little bit, kind of tell you guys about the levels, the characters, and things like that. Definitely should you buy it or should you not buy it, and things like that. So moving forward, let's get into this review today. So the first thing I want to talk about is Overwatch and how it looks. As you guys can see, this game is very colorful. Now a lot of people hate that kind of anime cartoon look, but I personally don't mind it. I love games that look like that. It kind of reminds me of, in all honesty, like Borderlands, kind of like that animation on how it looks, which I love the animation of Borderlands. It's kind of like that, but a whole lot smoother and a whole lot more crisp because of course it is on next gen consoles. But it looks really good. I love that cartoon design. As far as the graphic looks of it, a lot of people will be against it just because a lot of people don't like cartoony games. But I promise you guys, just because it looks cartoony doesn't mean it necessarily feels that it's cartoony. But I definitely understand where people are coming from. It is, I guess you can say, a particular taste and look and feel, which I have that. I personally don't mind it. I love the way that it looks. I think that's really cool. But a lot of people will hate it, and that kind of turns them off to the game. They think it's animated, they think it's cartoony. They don't really want anything to do with it. Me personally, I love it. I love the way it looks. I love the way it feels because I like that genre. So I guess it's just your kind of taste in games, whether or not. But there's also more to it on why you should definitely get the game and things like that. So moving forward, what I'm talking about is the game modes. Now, Overwatch has 4 game modes, at least on console version. PC just got a competitive game mode last week, which I don't really know much about, so I won't talk into it. So this is for console users only. But basically you have a game mode called Assault, which is actually like capture, capture the flag, kind of capture the objective. You have Escort, aka payload. Basically what that is you capture the objective, one team's defending it. Once you capture the objective, the payload comes out. It's like this moving mobile truck, and then you have to guide the payload to the objective, and each time you get a checkpoint you get more time, and the defenders have to stop you from getting to the checkpoint within that time frame to win. If you get there before them, then you win. And that's kind of how it works. Pretty cool game type. Control, which is technically King of the Hill. Basically you take an objective. Once you take an objective, you got to hold down the objective for a certain amount of time. There's a percentage bar at the top. But the cool thing is, and then there's one more game mode, which is Hybrid, which is just a mix of Assault and Escort. Basically it's a little of both. And the cool thing is about these modes is that it gets so close that you have an overtime mode. Basically if you're holding it down for 99 seconds and then somebody comes in and holds it down for 99 seconds, you do have an overtime mode, which can go on until everybody's out of the hill. So you can have really cool, sick, intense matches with overtime mode, which I think is really cool. So it's not like, and anybody can come back. It's the beauty of this game. Anybody can come back and win, which I think is super awesome. And it's very competitive. It's very high paced. It's very fast paced. But it's very fun. Even if you're playing it on the casual side, it's still a fun game. But moving forward, what I'm going to talk about is the maps and kind of what they look like. So it has a variety of maps. I think the maps are really cool, but certain maps are only for certain game modes. For instance, if you're playing Assault type game modes, such as, I guess you can say, Payload and things like that, you have Hanamura, you have Temple of Anubis, which is like Egypt, and then you have the Velasca Industries, which is a really beautiful map. Control maps, you have Ilos, you have Ling Ling Tower in Nepal, which is like in France and China, which are really cool maps. Escort maps, you have Dorado, which is like a desert type map. Route 66, which is really like a studio. Watch Point, which is like a tower in Gibraltar, I guess that's how you say that. But it's a weird map too. And then hybrid maps, of course, would be Hollywood, Kings Row, and New Bonny. And all these maps, like I said, look really good. They are really sick. They're really big. They really play the objective very well, especially depending on what game mode you play. They are very, I mean, they're big, guys. These are big ass maps. Even if you're playing this an Assault map, they're still big. Temple of Anubis is fucking huge. I mean, it starts out, it has like this big ass entrance gate, and then you have that objective, and then you move into the back wall, which is like another temple. And then there's so many ways to flank and things. It's just a big map. But the maps are really well done. They're really cool. I like them a whole lot. And I definitely think you know, they really fit the game. Now, I'd like to see a little bit more, even though we have, you know, about 9 maps, 10 maps, but I'd like to see more. Of course, Overwatch is getting DLC, as you guys know. They've been hitting at new characters on top of new maps, so hopefully that's something that I definitely want in the future. But as far as getting the game just for the maps, I definitely say yes. The maps are beautiful, they're really animated, they're well lit, they're really colorful. I love the maps, and I think they're cool. But now let's get into the meat of this review. Basically what everybody really wants to hear, and that's the characters and how they play. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through the list of characters one by one. I'm going to talk about basically their basic functions, what they do, and kind of go from there. So the first set of characters I'm going to start with is the attackers, which is basically the meat of Overwatch. Basically, they are the damage dealers. Basically, they are the ones who go out and they're like the soldiers. They're the little grunt workers, right? So the first one we have on the list is Genji. Genji is a ninja. Basically, Genji's whole game plan is pretty strategic. You have to play him really smart. You can't be a rushdown character. Basically, he does have the ninja stars that he can throw at a distance. He can also throw them at short range and get a widespread area. He also has the ability to slash across the screen, where he can do a, like, I guess, throw a couple shurikens, then slash to kill his opponent. He also has the ability to reflect, which counters a lot of opponents in the game, which I'll explain a little bit about that later. And then his ultimate basically is he pulls out this big ass sword and he goes savage. And depending on how you use it, if you're doing a flank, you come up behind the enemy, it can be really good. But if you rush down in there, you're going to get killed, you're going to get bodied. It just does not work with Genji. Next character we have fucking McCree. Now, McCree recently got a buff, which is really good. And if guys don't know what a nerf, sorry. Guys don't know what nerfs and buffs are. Basically, buffs make the character better. Nerfs make the character worse. McCree got a nerf because he's really good. I'm going to tell you a little bit of basics of how he's played. He is an attacker type character. He does have a revolver, which is super strong. At close range, 1 shot in the head will kill an opponent. Far back, it's about 2 shots in the head will kill an opponent. Also, he has an ability called Fan the Hammer, where he shoots all 6 shots of the revolver at once. Basically, if it's up close, it can body an opponent in 1 Fan the Hammer. He also has the ability to flashbang, which stuns the enemy, and he also has the ability to roll, where he gets a reload. So if he's played really smart, he can throw a flashbang and Fan the Hammer and kill an opponent, roll, get his whole clip back, fan the hammer, or shoot the pistol as fast as he can and kill another opponent. So he gets double kills a lot, is how he used to be played. Now, he recently got nerfed to where he doesn't do that much damage and things like that. Also, his ultimate ability is called High Noon, or Deadeye. I like to call it High Noon because I love the memes and shit about it. It's called Deadeye, and basically what it does is it locks down all the opponents, and basically he draws the pistol, kind of like the old Western movies, and then he shoots whoever's in there. And you can get a quadruple kill, or, you know, you can kill the whole team with this move. It's very, very powerful, but it is very slow. And I think that's really cool that they did that with McCree. I think he has one of the coolest specials in the game, because even you can't just run out there and do it. You kind of have to be up high. The only problem is when he screams High Noons, a lot of people know what the fuck that means, so they get the fuck out of the way. Especially if I'm playing a match and I hear it's High Noon, I'm fucking out. I'm looking around the whole map to find out where the hell this guy is, and I'm hiding. But that's kind of how McCree works. And now, like I said, he did get nerfed, so he's not really that good, but you guys can check him out. He's definitely a really interesting character. Next on the list is Pharah. If you guys know who Pharah is basically, she's the only attacker who can fly, and she's very, very cool. Basically, she shoots rockets out, and she does have the ability with LT and A to jump and float. And basically what she does is she takes the high ground and shoots missiles. Her RB attack is basically a concussion blast. What it does is knocks back enemies. So if you're playing like an objective base, like Capture the Hill or King of the Hill, or, you know, defend this or whatever, she's really good for that, because she can knock people out of the circle. And that's one of her abilities, which is super cool. Her second ability is basically super jump, where if you press it, she jumps really high in the air, and if you hold LT, you can float. And basically with that character, it makes it a whole lot easier to mobile. You can attack from the air. A lot of people don't know where you're coming from and things like that. And she can get around the map pretty, I guess you can say pretty fast and pretty quickly. Also, her ultimate ability is Missile Barrage. Basically, she stands up in the air and she shoots missiles out of her whole fucking suit. The only problem with that is it's really good. It can wipe out a whole area. The only problem is that she has to stand still. She cannot be mobile with her ultimate. So if you're up in the air, or make sure you're in a secure location or somebody's defending you while you do it, because if not, you're going to get your shit pushed in, and that's just how it works. Moving forward, Reaper. I fucking hate this character too. Reaper is very good as an attacker. Basically, he has 2 shotguns, one in his right hand, one in his left hand. What makes this character really good is the fact that not only does he do a shit ton of damage up close, but he also has the ability to phase out of shit. Basically, he can shoot up close, and one of his abilities is phase, where he just goes invisible. Now, the only thing is he can't do damage, but he can definitely get the hell away, and he can also pick up health. So if he's in a tricky situation, the only thing he has to do is phase into a room and pick up a health pack. And even when he falls, he's going to outbeat you in damage, unless you're playing Reaper versus Reaper or somebody remotely that has the damage to kill him. Now, he also has the ability to teleport, which is really good. He can get up close and flank people really fast. The only thing is the teleport is very slow on delay, has a very slow startup time, so he does get... You can get bodied and knocked out of it when trying to do it up close, especially in a firefight. But if you're smart and you go through walls and things like that, and you're pretty sneaky about it, you can get the high ground and attack people. Also, he has a move, his ultimate is called Death Blossom. Basically what Death Blossom does is it's just multiple, he just spins in a circle and shoots. It can take out a whole team. I have done it. I have gameplays on my YouTube channel of me doing it. It can be done. Reaper is a savage. His ultimate's really, really good, and he's very good for pressure and things like that. So he's a really good attacker. I don't personally like him and gets on my damn nerves, but he is a really good attacker, and he's definitely one of those characters I would definitely recommend starting out with if you do decide to play this game. Moving forward, and I'm going to speed this up because this is going to take forever. So many characters, I forgot how many there are. But the next one is Soldier 76. Basically, Soldier 76 is an attacker. He has a machine gun. Basically, what the machine gun does is shoots. It also has the ability to shoot rockets out of it as one of his special abilities. He also has the ability to heal himself, and he's the only character in the game that can actually sprint, so you can get to objectives really, really fast. And the sprint doesn't have a cooldown. You can run as long as you fucking want, which is really cool. I like him a lot. His ultimate ability is an aimbot. Basically, the only thing you have to do is press Y. He throws on the tactical vision, or tactical visor is what it's called, and he basically, the only thing you have to do is shoot, and it automatically reloads, and it shoots anybody within sight. So it's really good for clearing out objectives and things like that. I think it's really cool. But overall, pretty decent attacker. Moving on to the last attacker here is Tracer. Now, she is Overwatch's icon, or Overwatch's star, right? Tracer's fucking annoying, and that's just the only way I can say it. Basically, if you like a very fast-paced character and you like to move a lot and be mobile, Tracer is definitely the girl for you. Not only does she have 2 dual pistols, which do pretty decent amounts of damage, but she also has the ability to warp across the map by pressing LT, and you can warp in any direction. You can warp left, right, up, back, forward, whatever, it doesn't matter. Even in air you can warp. And basically she's really hard to hit. She's very tricky. Also, she has a another good special ability, which is reversing time. So if she gets stuck in a situation to where she's about to die or fall off a cliff or something, she can reverse time and go back to where she was before that event happened, and she can kind of rethink her actions. So she's really good. Her ultimate kind of sucks. It's a sticky bomb. She basically throws it. You can stick it to people. You can get a team kill with it if you use it really right. A lot of people don't. They just throw it and think it has this humongous blast radius, but it really doesn't. So it doesn't really do that much damage. But if you hit people and you know how to use it really well, she could be very aggressive. The next class I want to talk about, or the next 5 people, is the defender classes. And this pisses a lot of people off, but we're going to definitely talk about it. The first one is Bastion. Now, Bastion is hated among the Overwatch community right now. Bastion is basically a big-ass robot turret. Basically, his first mode is turret mode, where he basically can set up somewhere and mount and basically shoot a turret, actually a machine gun turret, and anybody within like a 5-foot radius is getting obliterated. Bastion is super overpowered. If you go negative with Bastion, I don't know how it's possible for you to do that, but I've seen people do it. He's really good, and he also has the ability to heal himself. So basically, he's just a camping character. You set up a turret somewhere with him, you stand there, you shoot incoming opponents. He also has the ability to heal himself, which basically, if you're getting shot from far away, you can still heal and do damage. So he's really, really good as an defender class. I would even say he could possibly be an attacker class, because even when he's walking and shooting, he's still really, really fucking strong. He's really good. Also, his ultimate ability is tank mode. He turns into a super tank, like a little mini tank, runs around shooting cannonballs, and you can get a triple or quad or even a team kill with it. It's really good. He also gets a health buff when he does that. He goes from, I think, like 200 to 300, so he gets about 100 extra health and armor, which is really cool. I think he's a really good character. Next is Hanzo, or fucking Spamzo. A lot of people don't like this character either. I personally don't care much for him. Basically, Hanzo is kind of a defender or a sniper type character. He shoots arrows. One of his special ability is electric arrow. The only problem is he can shoot it in rooms, and if you're in that room, there's a good chance you're going to die because the scattered arrows can get headshots, and if you get shot with one arrow in the head, it's an instant kill. You're dead. It's just, and it's ridiculous. And because whoever's playing, they call him spam zone, because if you're playing that guy, you can spam the arrows, you don't have to charge them, and it gets an instant headshot and kill somebody. So it doesn't have to be, especially if you're an attacker, because attackers don't have a lot of health. So if you're playing Spamzo and you're shooting these arrows across the map and you're not even charging them, you hit somebody in the head and just get lucky off of it, you can kill somebody. So there's a lot of people hate the character. Scatter arrows is basically electrical charge arrows he shoots in a small room. Once he shoots them in the room, basically what it does is it does a lot of damage throughout the room. And it can kill teams and things like that if used right. His next one is a tracking arrow. He shoots it, and basically what it does is it pulls off a sonar, and it shows where the enemies are, which is really good, especially for other teams and things like that. It doesn't last very long. I think it lasts about 5 or 10 seconds, but it still gives you a general idea where the flank and things like that, so it's pretty good. Lastly, he does have the ability to wall climb as well. So does Genji, which I forgot to mention. They do have the ability to climb up walls, which is really cool, so he can get to high ground and things like that. Also, the last thing that he has is basically his ultimate, which is the fucking Ki Waka Shaka Saka, whatever fuck he chants, and basically it's this big ass dragon that comes out. Only problem is, if you see it head on, it's very easy to dodge, but if you see it, the thing is you can shoot through walls. So if he has a whole enemy team on the right side of him and he's on the other side of the wall, he can shoot through the wall and it's too late, and he can take out a whole team. So it's really good because of that, but if you see it coming head on, it's pretty easy to avoid and dodge. Last one is Junkrat. Now, Junkrat's fucking annoying as well. Basically, Junkrat is one of those characters who shoots bombs. Now, he's basically really good at a distance because he can shoot bombs in objectives, like if you're playing Capture the Hill or King of the Hill or whatever. He can just shoot bombs in there all day, just standing outside, and it doesn't matter whether he hits you or not. You're going to die eventually. And his bombs have I guess you can say, a distinct pattern. They're not really hard. They're really easy to dodge. The best way to beat Junkrat is to be close up, I guess you can say. But at a distance, he's very, very good. He also has the ability to set up traps, like bear traps and stuff, which kind of gets you stuck in there, and he can shoot you with bombs and kill you without you, moving. He also has the ability to throw a C4 and detonate it. And it has a very, very good bounce back. Like, it doesn't do a lot of damage, but it pushes a lot of people back. Like, for instance, if you're in there, you can throw it and shoot it, and it won't do a lot of damage, but it would do knockback, which basically gets everybody out of the fucking circle. So he's really good at keeping people out, is what he's played. His ultimate's really good. It's this big ass spinning tire, and basically it's a big ass bomb, and you have about 10 seconds or 5 seconds to use it, and then you go up to a whole enemy team and detonate it, and it can take out a whole team. It's really, really good. And Junkrat's pretty well. May is Bay, Mai is Bay, whatever you guys want to call it. Very, 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 very good character. I'm going to talk about how overpowered she is later, but she's very, very OP. May is fucking annoying. Basically, she has the ability to freeze you, and then she has the ability to shoot icicles out of her gun. She has the ability to set up ice wall, which is basically a defense where she can basically lock people into rooms and trap them and things like that. She also has the ability to set a wall around herself to where she can heal herself. And her ultimate is where she throws this little blizzard bot out, and it sets up a whole blizzard. And basically what it does is it traps you to where you can't fucking move. So it's very, very fucking annoying, and it's very, very awful, and it's just but anyway, moving forward. Trobiorn, basically, he is a really interesting character. The only thing that he does is basically sets up turrets, kind of like Bastion. He also has the ability to set out scrap metal to where he can set up armor packs for his opponent. He also has the ability to, I guess you can say, not only set up turrets, but he also has the ability to, he goes into this, it's his ultimate, basically it's called Molten Core. He basically heats up and he starts shooting. He gets a damage buff, and he can also shoot faster. He also can upgrade his turret to level 3 to where it does more damage. He's kind of like a Bastion, but he's a whole lot worse and more agile. But moving forward, Widowmaker. Widowmaker is a sniper type character. Basically, she is a sniper. She has two modes. She has the sniper mode, and she has the machine gun mode for close up, which makes her really good. She also has a grappling hook to where she can get to high ground. She also has poison traps to where she can set up poison to trap her enemies so where she can kill them a whole lot faster. And her ultimate attack is called Recon Vision. Basically, she turns it on. She can see everybody on the map no matter where they are, if they're hiding through walls or what. So very good for a sniper. Moving forward to the next four, these are the tank classes. First one we have on the list is the beautiful d.va. basically d.va has a mech, and I hate this character a lot too. The reason why is because she's in the mech, which doesn't do a whole lot of damage, which she does need a damage buff. But her special ability, she has the ability to reflect bullets or block bullets, not reflect them. She holds up a shield and it blocks all incoming attacks besides rockets. I think rockets are the only ones that don't block, but machine guns and things like that it does. And then her second ability, she has the ability to thrust and get around the map pretty fast in this mech suit. Her ultimate ability, she has two. The first one is she throws the suit out and it becomes a gigantic bomb. It has a humongous blast radius. Even though it warned you with a big ass fucking caution symbol on the screen, it is still a very, very deadly fucking attack. And even if you think you're without range, go a little bit further back because it can still kill you. It's bullshit. And then she also has the ability to get out of her suit, and she has 2 lives. Basically, she's like a cat. When she gets shot out of her suit, she has the ability to go no suit. Now, she is very weak in this mode, but she's also pretty strong. The pistol that she has does a lot of damage if you're good with it. I mean, I've even got multiple triples. I think a triple is the most I've got with it, but I got doubles back to back with her pistol. It's really, really good. So d.va is very agile and things like that, and if she gets enough kills with her suit, she automatically gets her suit back. So she's very good. Next one is Reinhardt. Reinhardt is a very good defender class. I think he's actually one of the best of the defenders. Basically has the ability to block damage with a huge shield. He also has a huge hammer that he carries, basically where he can hit enemies up close. He has the ability to throw a hammer strike mid-screen. Basically, it's like a strike from his hammer. It's like a little bolt, and it can go across the map and hit people. And it does a shit ton of damage. About 1 or 2 of those, you're dead. Squishy characters that are like really, really, like some attackers like Tracer and things, if they get hit by it, they're probably going to die by it because it's very strong. And he also has the ability to do the pin move or the charge move. Like I said, if you're a small character, you get hit by that, you're dead. Once it pins you against the wall, it's over. And his super is called Earth Shatter. Basically, he hits the ground and knocks everybody down for at least, I think, 3 to 5 seconds. So your team can go in and flank, your team can go in and clean up the mess. He can go in and clean up the mess. Very, very good. It stuns them to where they can't move and you just fucking dominate. The third tank on the class, or the third tank on the list, would be Roadhog. Now, Roadhog is a big, fat, fucking... Fuck this character. I don't even want to talk about him, but we're going to do it anyway. Anyway, Roadhog. Roadhog is fucking annoying as shit, especially on console version. On PC, I heard he's not that bad, but on console, he's fucking annoying. Basically, Roadhog has 2 abilities. The first one is the hook, where he can literally throw it fucking full screen, and I'm not even semi-joking. He can throw it full screen, grab your ass, yank you back, and shoot you one shot with a shotgun, and it's dead. It's over. It's game over. And the chain cooldown is only like 6 seconds. So without that, I mean, he's a force to be reckoned with. Not only that, he does have about 600 health because he is a tank character. So even though he has that in the hook, he also has the ability to heal himself, which he gets half health back. So if you get him down to 300 and he heals, he's back at full health. So it takes a lot. And now I've seen this guy survive ultimates, Death Blossom from Reaper, Soldier 76's aimbot, Farah's missile barrage. I've seen, I mean, he is very hard to take down. I see why he's a tank character. He's very annoying, but he's very good as a tank character. He's not as good as Reinhardt because he doesn't really block damage, but he can take a lot of damage. So if a lot of people are focusing on him and he's pulling the aggro, I guess you can say, I can see why he can be a tank character. But other than that, he's just very annoying and he's just very hard to fucking kill. And that's about all I have to say about Roadhog. Oh, his ultimate ability is the pig knock or knockback. He basically pulls out a huge ass Gatling gun and he shoots. It doesn't do a lot of damage, but it pushes people out of the circle or out of the objective, which is really cool. And the reason I keep saying circles because the objectives are circles, guys. You'll see what I'm talking about later on. But and he basically pushes them out of the circle, and it does a shit ton of damage. Or it doesn't do a lot of damage, but it does a shitload of knockback, and it's very hard to get back in once he knocks you out. So it's really, I guess you can say, okay. The next defender or tank character we have is Winston. Winston, of course, is one of the main characters of Overwatch as well. He's basically this big-ass gorilla. He's really cool. I think Winston's a really cool character. He has this electric gun that does damage over time. He also has the ability to throw up a big-ass oval shield over the team, and it's mobile, so you can set it over the payload if you're defending that, over the objective, whatever, to keep people out. He also has the ability to pounce mid-screen to where he can jump literally across the map and hit you, and a lot of people do that as a cross-up. They'll jump and then shock you and then jump again and shock you, and it's hard to hit him. He also has a pretty decent amount of health. I think he has about 400 or 500, and his ultimate's really good. It's called Primal Rage, and basically what happens is he turns into like this Hulk monster type beast thing where he's all red and he just hulks out, and he gets about 1,000 health and a damage boost. Now, he can't use his weapons, but he can use his fists. So it's really good, especially when it comes down to that crunch time. You need somebody to stay in the objective and defend. If you have a big raging gorilla in there with 1,000 health, believe me, you'll be okay. The next one is Zara on the list. Zara is really cool. She has a gun that basically does damage over time. It's like a laser beam. She also has the ability to set up shields and things like that. It's some of her specials. She has the ability to set up a shield around her or her ally, which is cool. And her gun, basically, it takes souls. I don't know if it's souls, but it takes something and it makes the damage more every time she gets a kill with it or something like that. So I really haven't played her that much to an extent, but I do kind of know a little bit about her. I've played her a couple times. I don't really can't explain how it works, but basically her gun gets stronger over time, I guess, the more she zaps you with a laser. And then her ultimate is a gravity ball, which she shoots in the air and it lifts all the opponents into the air, and basically you can do damage to them. Basically the best thing to do is have Zara. Zara is basically used for setups or traps. Basically have Zara do her ultimate, and then you have somebody else come in and do their ultimate, because basically her ultimate holds them in place, the other person ultimate does damage. So it's like an assist, I guess you can say, a super assist. And lastly, what we're going to move on to is the healers. Now the healers are really cool. I'm going to talk about them individually one by one once again. The first healer that we have is Lucio, who is my favorite healer. Move in with the payload. But anyway, Lucio is really cool. He's like a DJ type hipster character. I love the way this guy looks. I love the way he plays. Basically what he does is he has a fucking subwoofer as a weapon, and he basically has the ability to heal or speed boost. Basically, he can make the team move faster. He can heal the team when he's around them. He also has the ability to amp up the music, and basically what that does is it makes his healing stronger, his speed boost faster. He also has the ability to do knockback, where he can knock people out of the objective or off the cliff or off the map and things like that, which a lot of other characters can do as well. And also his ultimate is dropping the beat. Basically, when he hits the ground, everybody gets like 500 plus shield, which is really cool. So if you're at 300 health, you're getting 500, 600 health. It drains super fast, but if it's come down to a clutch moment and you need to get everybody out of the circle, Lucio is the guy to be at that time. So he's really good. He's one of my favorite healers. I like him a lot. He's very mobile, and he also has the ability to do a lot of damage, and I think that's really cool. The next healer that you will see a whole lot, and that is Mercy. Mercy is really, really cool as a healer. Basically what Mercy does is she has a battle staff. Basically with the battle staff she has the ability to heal, or she has the ability to give you a damage buff, which that damage buff is awesome, especially if you're playing like a Bastion and you're setting up somewhere and you have that damage buff. You're going to just run through enemies. I mean, so many damn enemies. You're just going to run through all of them. And also she has the ability to switch to a sidearm. It's a pistol. It's not very good, but you can get kills with it. Once again, it's basically if you're in a clutch situation and the person has a lot of health, you know, and you just need to get away or kind of get that kill off. They have like a chip of health, you need to kill them really quick. Switch to pistol, shoot with Mercy. It's done. And that's about her two abilities. She also has the ability to fly over to allies, so she's very mobile, or very, I guess you can say, mobile. She has a lot of mobility. If an enemy's pretty far away, she can fly over to them no matter how high or how far they are. Well, it depends on how far they are. You have to be a certain distance to fly to them. But depending on how high they are, as long as they're within range of flight distance, it doesn't matter. So if they're up on like a cliff or something, you can get over there to them, which is really cool. Her ultimate ability is one of the best abilities in the game, and it's Resurrection. Basically, if a whole team is down, she can revive everybody. She can revive the whole team. She can get a 4-man team heal, which is really good. So a lot of Mercies who know how to play the character will wait until everybody goes down in a tough-ass situation, and then, of course, they'll do a super Resurrection. Moving on, the last one we have is Symmetra. Symmetra, I don't even know why, is a healer. She's more of a damage dealer. She's more of like a, I guess you can say, a defender character. I don't even know why she's in this category, but I'm not the one to question it. Basically, what she does is she has the ability to set up turrets, which they do a shit ton of damage if they are multiple ones. She can set up 6 turrets at once. But best way to do this is around door frames and things like that, or basically flank positions like hallways and things like that where people might come. Set up Symmetra's traps and basically get them killed. And they do a lot of damage. She also has a gun of her own where she can do it over time. She's close to you. It's like a little ray that drains your health. She also has the ability to shoot these big ass electric balls out, which if they hit, they can do a lot of damage. I think they can even one-shot you, but they're really slow and you can see them coming from a mile away. But I think it does a lot of damage if it does hit. I don't know. I've never really hit anybody with them, so I don't know how much damage they do. Like I said, I don't know the hit boxes or frame datas or damage or anything like that. But I know it does a shit ton of health because I have got hit by one of them once. and it killed me. And even though I did have low health, I'm pretty sure it's a one-shot. But like I said, I could be wrong on that. I don't know. She also has the ability to, I guess the reason she's in a healer type position is because she has the ability to throw up a shield. Basically, she can give the enemy a shield. It's like 25% shield. It's not really healing anybody. I mean, fucking Troubjorn gives me shields, right? So, I mean, I don't know why she's not a defender class, but whatever. Ultimate, super, super good. She has the ability to set up teleporters, and she can set the teleporter up wherever the hell she wants. So she can put it right on the objective so you can get to the objective faster. So she's very, very good for coming in clutch. I like her a lot. And last one we have is Zenyatta. Zenyatta is like a monk type character. Zenyatta is really good, but he's very squishy, which means he doesn't have a lot of health. But basically what he does, he has two kind of orbs. He has the healing orb that he can throw on somebody, the harmony orb, which basically heals the opponent, or heals the ally. Then he has the Discord orb, which if he throws an opponent, it does more damage. So if you hit him with that and you throw, he shoots like these beads out of his arms, or off his neck. Then if you hit him with that and hit him with the beads, it's about, I think it's like 2 or 3 shots, it kills him. So he's really good. I mean, he might as well be an attacker. The reason why he is a healer is because of his ultimate. The reason why is because it's a huge heal. Basically, he flies around in a circle with all his arms out and basically heals the whole team. So I understand why he's a healer. But that's basically all the characters word for word. And I'm sorry that I went over these too fast. I try to get over them word by word, but I want to let you guys know kind of what they do and kind of how they work, especially kind of giving you just a brief description on how each character plays, and kind of, you know, you guys can go from there on how you want to, you know, play your character or whatever. But basically that's it. So the last thing that I need to talk about is, should you get the game? And I'm going to go with yes. I definitely think you should definitely 100% get Overwatch. I think Overwatch is a phenomenal game. Like I said, I gave you every description of every character and what they do. I truly think that Overwatch is a very fun game. Even though it is multiplayer and a lot of single player guys are like, oh, I'm just single player only, I think you should definitely get this game because it's very fun. It's not very super competitive. A lot of people say it's competitive. It's only competitive if you think it's competitive. Like, there's casual game modes. They have like weekly game modes each month to where it's like heroes, like it's like everybody's a random hero, or they'll have game modes where, you know, it's Mercy's versus Lucio's. I mean, they have a very, very cool playlist. So it's not always about competition, which that's what I like about Overwatch. So for single player guys, you know, you're like, oh, I'm just single player, I really don't want to play multiplayer. I highly recommend that you definitely play this game. Now, another thing that really pisses me off, I wish Overwatch did have a story mode. Of course it does not, but we do have those Overwatch animated shorts with that basically tells a little bit of each story. And those are really cool. I think Blizzard's doing a great job with those. I think they're doing a fantastic job with that. I think they're doing an amazing job with those animated shorts. I think they're really cool. I just wish they would come out faster. They're very, very slow, man. They come out like once every 2 months or something. It's very crazy, and I like to see that. Also, I think Overwatch, it's definitely something that you should definitely pick up, not only because, of course, like I said, it has all these game modes and things like that, but it's also getting DLC, so we could see a story pack. I mean, it's very, very possible. I mean, we do have 2 new characters coming, Amelia and Sombra, which they've been hitting out all week. Basically, if you guys want to know their story, definitely check that out. Check the lore of Overwatch. I'm not going to tell you because it's very confusing. I might do a video on that, maybe. I don't know. Depending on how many videos this video gets, likewise, I might do a video on the lore of Overwatch. But as of right now, I don't really give a shit, just because I don't feel like it's a lot to go into. It's very, very crazy and very, very... People that have done their research have done a phenomenal job, and thank you guys for that. But I'm sure you guys can look that up and find out the lore of Overwatch, or just watch the shorts. I mean, it kind of gives you a brief example of kind of what the hell the characters are going through. But like I said, I think the animated shorts are cool, but I really would like to see a story mode. That's my only downfall to it. I really want to see a story because I think the characters are very unique, and how they talk, especially their interactions during gameplay. They will talk to each other before the mission starts, and you kind of get a little bit of backstory that way. But I really wanted the story mode, like a full-fledged fucking guns blazing story mode, and of course we didn't get that because it is Blizzard, so what do you know. But overall, I think this game, out of everything they have, how the characters play, the looks, the maps, the game modes, of course we have DLC coming, which is definitely a plus. The only thing that it really lacks for me is story mode. overall, I'm going to give Overwatch a solid 8 out of 10, guys. I really do enjoy this game a lot. But please leave in the comment section, what do you guys think? How do you guys feel about Overwatch? If I missed something, please leave in the comment section what I should have went over a little bit more. Like I said, this is a casual review. I'm not sitting here doing a fucking hard, in-detail review. But if I did miss something, guys, please let me know that I did miss it. Please go over it with me and let me know. Anyway, guys, thank you guys so much for listening. We're at 120 subscribers, which is huge right now. I will be doing a whole lot more videos very soon coming up. But once again, all 120 people who take time out of your beautiful day to watch me, it means the fucking world. Keep doing what you're doing. I appreciate it. Anyway, guys, my name is Majestic, and I'll see you guys for another video very soon. Peace.